Hey everyone, Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Thanks a lot for watching today. Hey, listen, this is part 3 of a little series of videos that I'm doing regarding things that mistakes people make. I don't want to call them mistakes. It could be mistakes that people often make or could make when it comes to investing in Belize real estate. Now, in my first video, you can go back and watch that. I posted that a few days ago. I talked about buying into other people's dreams, visions, and goals where there is a strong potential, or I guess even a likelihood, that the project doesn't come to fruition. And at best, you're left with a half-finished project. At worst, you lose all your money and the company goes bankrupt and now you don't know what to do. So that's video number 1. Number 2 is thinking that one property is going to meet all of your needs. And that's not to say, I started thinking about this a little bit more after I concluded the video yesterday. There are plenty of people that have just bought one property and that are completely happy in Belize. But when they have done that, they normally had a singular goal, not a multiple goal. So their singular goal on the one property could be financial return. I'm only buying for financial return. Forget personal use, forget everything else. I just want to show me the money. I want to see the money. Then, you know what? One property makes sense. Or if you say to yourself, this is going to be my retirement home, I'm moving to Belize, and I'm going to build a beautiful home. I want to live in it. This is my slice of paradise. I'm not going to rent it. I don't care about the financial return. Whatever the future holds, the future holds. This is my baby. This is my home in Belize, and this is all I care about. Fine. You know what? One property might work out really good for you. Although you might want to start to pick up other properties just for the financial return. All right. But my point of yesterday's video was thinking that one property would give you the highest and best personal use and the highest and best financial return. Most likely, you're going to accomplish that over 2 or 3 properties at minimum, not just one. In today's video, I want to talk just a little bit about going all in, pushing all your chips in. And I think this is a mistake that some people make. And the reason is they find a condo or a home or a project that really seems to check all their boxes. And maybe it does. Maybe it really is the perfect property for them. But it's a stretch. All right. They just can't afford it, right? Now, they could afford it if they jumped through some hoops and liquidated everything, but that might leave them with nothing to live on or move forward with. And that would make me pretty paranoid if I were to do that with my investment funds or with my retirement funds. So I would highly suggest that you not go all in when it comes to Belize, at least not at first. Dip your toe in the water. You don't have to just run in and jump right in. Start to invest slowly. All right, it could be with a smaller condo, 1-bedroom condo, small home somewhere, little piece of land somewhere. You don't have to go with the beachfront right away. You can get an off-beach property. And what I think this does, and I did this myself, when I first started to invest in Belize, I think what this does is that it gives you the confidence that you know how things work in Belize. All right. If you don't know how things work in Belize, you've never done this before, your first purchase abroad, all right, your first property overseas, and you go all in, man, to me, the amount of anxiety and fear attached to that purchase, no matter how great it is, it can be the best deal in the world, but if you're not settled in your heart with the purchase, if you don't feel good about it, if you wake up, in the morning thinking, oh my God, what did I do? To me, I think there's more value in having peace of mind. So I would suggest start with something small. Start with something that, this is an easier check for me to write. I can buy this property. I could pay cash, but you know what? Let me even finance it. I'll finance this property. It's an easy first purchase. Let me see how it goes. Buy it, close on it, let that set for 2 or 3 months, 6 months, a year. They say, okay, you know what? That was pretty interesting. And then in the meantime, other deals are coming across your desk. You're looking at other opportunities. And then when another opportunity comes up, maybe it's a mid-range property, all right, not as cheap as the first one, but not as high as going all in, Now you're saying to yourself, okay, you know what? This mid-range property looks interesting. Now let me see what I can do. And now you've got some confidence behind you. You've worked with a closing company, you've dealt with escrow, you've dealt with lands department, you can see how title works, you can see everything. And, you know, because now you've become more familiar with Belize after that first easy purchase, now you feel a little more comfortable, you know, going a step further, going a little bit more deeper into the market. And I think this is a great option. You know, when Steph and I first started to invest in Belize, maybe you heard me tell the story before. Hang on a second. Allergies are bothering me a bit today. Maybe you heard Steph and I talk about the story, but when we went to buy our first property in Belize, it was in the Grand Belizean Estates. This was quite a while ago. And it was a $10,000 lot. And I didn't have $10,000 to invest. I barely had $1,000. I don't know if you're gonna get much noise out of this truck. I might wait till it goes by. I had $1,000, guys. So I put $1,000 down on this $10,000 lot, and I financed it with a developer. And that was my first purchase. All right, I didn't know anything else in Belize, and ended up doing pretty well on that little $10,000 lot. And that gave me the confidence that, okay, you know what? This works. This works. This way of buying and investing on Ambergris Caye, I like this. And that led to a couple more purchases and a couple more. And, you know, that led to our holdings that we have today. So if I would have never bought that first lot with $1,000 down, of course, you can't do that today. It's very difficult to buy anything with $1,000 down. But you can finance a lot with, let's see, we have a $40,000 lot right now. You can finance it with $5,000 down. $5,000 is pretty good. You can write that check. You know, $5,000 down, make some payments, you know, get in the game. You know, maybe you end up building on the property, maybe you end up flipping it, who knows? But at least you're in the game. So this kind of goes into the old, you know, kind of like the fourth area I want to talk to you guys about. I was going to say that for a different video, but I might just mention it right now, is that the mistake I see people make is, number one, you know, thinking they have to go all in or going all in, and then, you know, not sleeping well at night because you have anxiety, being paranoid about the investment. Start simple. Start very, very simple. You can always bump up later. And then in my next video, I want to talk about something else. So I'm saving number 4 for it's going to be a surprise. But I want to talk about that. 4 is going to be pretty cool because I want to show you some numbers, some options, give you guys some things to think about. And so far in these first 3 instances, I've not shown you a single property. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not going to try to sell anything in the number 4 video either. But I do want to show you some examples of what I've been talking about in these first 3 videos. All right, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you in Belize real soon. Thanks a lot for your support. Have a great week.